Bible study a political issue, but that's exactly what the church did. You know what the consequence of what that was? Teen pregnancy skyrocketed after 1963, and so did violent crimes. 10 years later, Supreme Court decided that a baby in the womb did not have that unalienable right to life as stated in the Declaration of Independence from our Creator. And they legalized abortion. Again, the church remained silent. The consequence, 57 million babies, actually just reached 58, have been murdered in America through abortion. And the church remains silent. I'll tell you, we just saw last June 26th, the Supreme Court of the United States of America legalized homosexual marriage.
Oh, I know.
Now, I'll tell you what, I think the devil overplayed his hand this time. Because you need to think about that decision for a minute. The reasoning they used to legalize homosexual marriage was the 14th Amendment. That means that they're calling homosexuality a civil right. The next obvious step is that they're going to come to your church and demand to be hired. A homosexual is going to come to your church and demand to be hired, whether as pastor or a janitor, is immaterial. If you say, I'm sorry, I cannot hire you, it violates my statement of faith, you're going to be slapped with a civil rights discrimination lawsuit on the basis of homosexuality. Same thing is going to happen on Christian ministries or on Christian schools or in private businesses. Civil rights discrimination lawsuits on the basis of homosexuality are going to become a dime a dozen. How long are we going to remain silent? And are we going to have to answer to God for our silence? But I'll tell you what I'm really encouraged about. I think this decision on homosexual marriage is becoming a catalyst. It's becoming the spark to wake up the sleeping giant. I'll tell you, I've done over 100 pastors' conferences in the last 2 years. Since June 26, every pastor's conference we have at least twice as many people. I just did a pastor's conference in Austin, Texas just a few days ago. We had over 1,000 pastors there, the biggest one we ever did. The sleeping giant is waking up. I'll tell you what. The good news is there are more of us than there are of them. The bad news is that us have been asleep at the wheel and we can no longer do that. I'll tell you, we have an unprecedented opportunity before us. But we also have a warning. America cannot continue in this path. This is a political organization, so I guess I can say this. If Hillary Clinton becomes our next president, this country will be destroyed. It is that simple. We cannot sit at home anymore or sit in the pew and not get involved in what's happening out there. Let me tell you, we just think we're doing such a great job inside the church. Oh, we are doing evangelism. Let me tell you something. Do you realize that even in the country where I came from, in Cuba, you can evangelize inside the four walls, but if you do it out there, you're put in prison. That's true in every communist country in the world. Do you realize that Obama wants to do the same thing here? You realize that they've been talking for quite a while now about freedom of worship? And we are so dumb we don't realize that freedom of worship is totally different than freedom of religion. Because they are defining worship as what you do inside of a house of worship. And they want to take you to the same Marxist philosophy that if you talk about God outside the four walls of the church, you'll be put in prison. So yes, evangelism is at the top of our priority, but if we don't restore our liberties, you won't even have the right to evangelize. We have to wake up. We have to wake up. And I'll tell you what. I will submit to you that the battle is not November of 2016. The battle is the primary. The battle is the primary because if we have a mushy, middle-of-the-road moderate that stands for nothing as the Republican standard bearer, we will lose in 2016. We need to make sure that we have someone that has a vision for America, that puts the Lord Jesus Christ first of all, and puts the Constitution and the rule of law and limited government up front. If we don't do that, we are going to lose this country. I'll tell you what, yes, as has been so emphasized, we must start with 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people who are called by my name, that's us, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then God says, I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. Yes, we must start in prayer. But prayer is only half the equation. Look at the model of Jesus. Jesus would go up to a mountain and pray all night. But in the morning, he came down to minister to the people. Second part of the equation is 2 Corinthians 5:20, which says that we are ambassadors for Christ. That means we're Christ's hands, we're Christ's feet, we're Christ's mouthpiece. And Jesus said, shout it from the housetops. We must become involved. And I'll tell you what, the Bible is quite clear of who we have to elect. In Exodus chapter 18, we find a very interesting story. Moses has just crossed the Red Sea, and now Moses is in the wilderness, trying to govern about 1 million people. And he's going nuts. And here comes his father-in-law, Jethro. And he says, Moses, what you're doing is not good. And in Exodus chapter 18, verse 21, God says to Moses through Jethro, you select from among the people. Now note that God doesn't say, I will appoint. No. You select. Actually, in Deuteronomy chapter 1, Moses is a little clearer and says, you elect from among the people. You choose from among the people those, and I will set them up as your rulers. You select from among the people, and then he gives 4 qualifications. Able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness. Able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness. Able men and women, of course. What does that mean? That means elect men and women who are capable of doing the job. Let's stop electing the village idiot.